It's about 8:30 a.m. on Saturday, May 6, 2023. We are in the third cell of the fifth section. I think that's right. Maybe my math is off. It's about 73 degrees, but it feels like 80. The sun is shining bright. It's warm. There's a nice cool breeze. I should have put my lapel mic on. I didn't think there was a breeze, so I apologize for the wind noise. The cows, they ate a good portion of the last field, last section I gave them. I'm sorry again about the wind noises. The breeze just started just as I started filming. Anyway, I noticed when I was setting up the wire, there was a lot of clovers and hairy vetch and things. This field, you can see this section looks a little dry. It is. Ground's a little hard, just on the surface though. We did get like less than a quarter inch of rain yesterday. We were supposed to get some rain today. I'm sorry, quarter inch of rain 2 days ago. We were supposed to get some rain yesterday, but that didn't happen. There's supposed to be storms today as well, and there are storms, just not here. So other parts of the country are getting some water. We're not, which is fine. You can see on the ground here, it's kind of dry, but there's things growing down there, so it's encouraging. Hopefully the cows will do their thing, and hopefully the ground will improve if I give it some more rest after the cows have come through. This section's pretty dry here. It's not the lack of rain that causes the dryness in the soil. And that, to me, that surprised me when I understood this fact, that it really doesn't come down to rain. And what really woke me up to that realization is I started investigating how to irrigate my field. Like what kind of sprinkler to use, when to irrigate, and how much to put down. You know, and there was multiple articles about like the different conditions that you can irrigate your field and measuring how much the soil will absorb and stuff like that. And it's a big science. It's a huge field, something that I was not prepared to investigate. But it's not simply a matter of putting water on the ground. If that were true, then, you know, this field, which gets the same amount of water all over, would have grass growing everywhere equal height, you know. But that's not what happens, is it? You know, this section of the field's a little bit messed up. I can't complain too much, but the other parts of my field are overflowing with grass in abundance. I think this was, I had the cows here when it was raining, and they messed up the soil, disturbed it too much, and so that's why it's the way it is. It's still recovering, but this bare soil dries out rather quickly. But I'm sure I can go to other parts of my field where there's lots of grass, maybe even like next door, like maybe right here, you know, and underneath there the soil's still damp. So the water can leave your field in a number of ways. Obviously it can run off. It just forms little streams and puddles and just flows off of the field. And so the soil doesn't get it. The water could evaporate, you know. The plants can use it. The plants, they suck the water out of the soil and they perspire it out of their leaves. They also convert it to energy using the sunlight and carbon dioxide. That evil carbon dioxide, it's plant food. What a joke that is. Telling people carbon dioxide's a poison. What a ridiculous joke that is. It's like saying, hey, you know, grass is poison. Don't feed your cows grass. You know, carbon dioxide is the grass for. Carbon dioxide is to plants what grass is to cows. It's their food. And the truth is, we are at geologically low levels of carbon dioxide on our planet right now. And it's one of the reasons why plant life isn't as abundant as it used to be. People pump carbon dioxide into tents to encourage the plants to grow even more. So, what a joke that media campaign is to tell people carbon dioxide's bad. We should be doubling, tripling, quadrupling our output of carbon dioxide. We should be flooding the atmosphere with it. We should be paying people to put carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. 100%. Carbon dioxide is the fuel for life. It's like if we got rid of all the oxygen on the planet, we'd all die, right? Well, if you get rid of the carbon dioxide, the plants die. It's what they need. And we need plants. You know, you can't survive without plants. They're at the bottom of the food chain, you know, and learned about that as a kid, you know. Something eats the plants, I eat the thing. You know, carbon dioxide is necessary for all life. And we need more of it. Anyway, after that. But the point is that the water, it's a lot of it. The reason why it's not just damp, why it's dry here, is because the water is leaving the soil. Whereas if we had lots of plants with deep roots, the water would be transported to deep underground and stored for the next drought. So what could be the causes of dry fields? Well, one cause is you're plowing the fields, you know, disturbing the soil in that way. Let me just show you. Let's see, my boot is wet. It's actually, the grass is actually capturing water from the air. You see that? The ground is damp. Right there, the ground is damp. And over here, it's like a desert. It's like we're living in Arizona right here. Over here is a tropical jungle, right? Next door to it is a desert. There's one of the things I've seen, heard people say, is when they do the rotational grazing and the plant life starts to come back and it's able to grow the way that, you know, for lack of a better term, God intended, is that they get more rainfall. And I don't know if they're being literal about that. They probably are. But one guy in Mexico, he was saying that he has thousands of acres and he rotationally grazes them now. And he literally gets more rainfall than his neighbors. Like, it rains more over his pastures than his neighbors. Maybe part of that is that his pasture captures the water better. And so it feels like he gets more rain. It's like Greg Judy's experience several years ago when there was a major drought in his area. And his neighbors told him, like, hey, Greg, there's a huge check for you at the office because they're paying you for all the losses during the drought. And Greg was like, I didn't lose anything in the drought. If anything, I grew. Look at those horns on that cow. And he was getting the same rainfall as everybody else. But the plants were trapping that rain, storing it in the soil. And they had deep enough roots that it kind of didn't matter what was happening on the surface, you know? So that's the point. But I wonder if there is something, like if there's a way the plants can draw rain out of the clouds. Like, is there some chemical, or is there some, maybe it's the green sunlight or something like that that reflects off that causes the rain to fall. But one of the theories I have is that because plants perspire, they draw water up and they release it. They're like tiny little sprinklers. It's actually more humid in the middle of a pasture than it is over the pavement because the plants are putting that water into the air. And so the thought is that the increased humidity could change the thermodynamic equation and cause clouds that would just normally pass by to release the water in the form of rain. I'd like to think so. I think I have a theory also, and that deserts are man-made, jungles are man-made. It's all in how you manage the land. You do it one way, you get a desert. You do it another way, you get a jungle. And we have a greater impact on the environment than we realize. And it's not, releasing carbon dioxide and things like that. It's the way that we treat the plants and what we grow and how we grow it that makes a difference. So, but you got to have a good theory that explains why this spot of ground here is dry, but just a few feet away, this spot over here is damp. How do you explain that? It's got to be a theory that explains at least that. The commuter patties are looking a lot better. They're starting to stand up. I'm hearing swarms of flies, which isn't good. Cows like to lay in their own poo for some reason. So the flies are laying their eggs. Hopefully I get parasitic wasps soon. Keep the fly population in control. Yeah, see, they just completely skip that stuff. They won't eat it. If it gets bad, I just pull it out. But it hasn't. I mean, the one part of my pasture had a bunch of it, and I did nothing to it, and they just disappeared. So I'm hesitant to do things when I don't understand the consequences of doing them or not doing them. If that makes sense. Anyway, what a beautiful day it is. It might rain tonight, it might rain tomorrow, but today's gonna be beautiful. You gotta enjoy it while it lasts. Right, Blue? Well, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.